The room agreed on the priority. Everyone nodded. Someone sent a clean recap, and the meeting ended on time. But nobody said the hard sentence. Nobody said, to move this forward, we're going to slow down that other initiative. Or, this means we're not doing X this quarter. Or, the budget for this comes from somewhere, and here's where. Those sentences are where decisions actually close. Without them, the team leaves with the same priority and different assumptions about what it actually costs. And that gap shows up fast. The founder checks in with the COO after the meeting. So we're really pausing the platform work? The VP quietly asks the Chief of Staff, did we actually kill the integration or just defer it? The President circles back to finance. Do the numbers still work if we push the other launch? That is not follow through. That's the team trying to find the decision that didn't fully close in the room. If the trade-off was named in the room, people leave knowing what they accepted. If it wasn't, they leave with a priority and no shared understanding of what it cost. Those two things feel similar in the moment. Within a week, you're seeing it in the after-meeting check-ins, the quiet sidebar conversations, and the same priority back on the agenda. Most of the time, it's the trade-off sentence that never got said. Someone assumed the cost was understood. Nobody confirmed it out loud. Before your next priority conversation, pause for a second. Not to slow things down, but to ask whether the trade-off got named. What does this priority actually cost? What slows down or stops? Who accepted that? Was it said out loud or just assumed? Because if the team keeps relitigating the same priority, it's probably not a commitment problem. It may be that the trade-off was never actually on the table. The scramble after the meeting is telling you something structural. When people leave the rooms still trying to piece together what was actually decided, it signals that the trade-off conversation didn't happen. Not because the room lacked commitment, but because the cost of the priority was never made explicit enough for anyone to accept it. Ask what trade-off sentence never got said. Ask what it would have taken for people to walk out knowing what they accepted. Because when you find that sentence, you usually find where the decision is still open. So before your next leadership meeting ends, listen for the trade-off sentence. Not just the priority, not just the recap, not just the next steps. The sentence that says what this priority actually costs. What slows down? What stops? Who accepted that? Was it said clearly enough that people can leave the room knowing what they are carrying? Because if that sentence never gets said, the decision may feel good in the meeting and start falling apart afterward. And that is when the COO gets pulled into clarification. That is when the Chief of Staff starts translating. That is when finance gets asked to rerun the numbers. And that is when the priority quietly comes back. That is exactly the kind of gap the Hidden Drag diagnostic is built to surface. It takes about 7 to 10 minutes, and the link is in the description. And if you found this to be useful, subscribe for more short notes on decision closure, hidden drag founder capacity, and operator overload. And if you know a founder, COO, chief of staff, or senior operator who keeps watching priorities come back because the trade-off never really landed, please be sure to share this with them. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, where I write daily about the hidden drag behind stuck priorities. My name is Warren Wanowski. Thanks for watching.